Hey everyone, I'm Big John, and welcome to another episode of the Diz Ability Show live. This week, coming to you from a beautiful camp in Harrison, Maine, where I am currently helping with my mom's program that helps disabled war veterans do things out in the outdoors. So, this week, I want to talk about some rope drop tips. So, when people go to Disney, a lot of them like to rope drop, meaning get there air at park open and try to hit the big stuff. They like to be the first people in the park. Now, if you're staying at a Disney resort, you get early magic, meaning you get like a half hour before the park opens and to the rest of the public. Now, if you're at the Magic Kingdom, only Fantasyland and Tomorrowland will be available for early morning. Now, what we like to do when we rope drop is let all the other people fill up the lines for the most popular attractions, and we use my dad's pass for those same attractions while we go on some of the smaller stuff. That way, you are still enjoying the park without being congested in lines during rope drop. So anyway, that's my tip. As always, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live, or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. And now it's time for this week's Top 5. So the 2025 Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties have begun last night, and there's a whole lot to do at those parties. So this week we're going to cover my top 5 offerings for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Number 5, Powerline Max. Now, if you're a huge fan of a Goofy movie like I am, Max appears dressed up in his Powerline outfit, and he and some 90s style dancers. Why am I still alive? What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, forget that. As I was saying, so Powerline Max from a Goofy movie is he'll perform standout and eye to eye in different parts of the park. Of course, we can be friends, and it's Alvina Anthony, especially if you're a Disney fan like I am. So yeah, Powerline Max, a great new addition, especially if you're a huge Goofy movie fan like I am. Number 4, the Cadaver Dance. So of course during the Halloween parties, my buddies, the Dapper Dans, get all full ghost mode and perform spooky Western Halloween type songs in Frontierland. And it's very interesting to see them sing in a different part of the park. And it's very it's very different from their usual set, and it's just a lot of fun to see them out. Number 3, trick-or-treating through the park. I just said we can, Alvna, especially if you're a Disney fan like I am. As I was saying, number 3, trick-or-treating through the park. It's one of the top things about doing Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And there are different treat stations all over the park. They'll give you a treat bag at the secret entrance, and and you will get and they'll give you buckets and buckets of candy. It's a lot of fun, especially for the little ones. And one of my favorites, the treat stations, is at PhilharMagic. As you go through, they'll play either the Lonesome Ghosts the the Legend of Sleepy Hollow on the big screen. So it's great for you to take a break from while you're trick or treating, which I think is very great. Big ups to you, Disney. Number two, Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular, which is the big fireworks show for the party, and it is narrated by a giant puppet of Jack Skellington and Zero the Ghost Dog guiding Mickey and his friends through a haunted house. It's very cute. It's a lot of fun. It it's not really spooky, which is in the name, which is perfect because when it comes to Halloween, we like things to keep it as non-scary as possible. And my number one offering for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, Mickey's Boo to You Halloween Parade. I saw a live stream last night of the parade, and I was almost kind of expecting them to change the music like they did for the Once Upon a Christmas Time parade, but I guess not. Guess that the current music for Boo to You it is very popular or still. I mean, how can it not be? Boo to you, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of Mickey and his friends celebrating Halloween in their own special ways, and then you got the villains, and now this year Mother Gothel is with the villains on replaced taking over Jafar's spot. Jafar now marches with the other villains, and it, it's great to see Mother Gothel in the parks now, and my friend Kat, if you're watching, if she's watching, she loves Mother Gothel because Mother Gothel was entire character is inspired by Cher. But anyway, it's still a fun parade. So anyway, let me know in the chat or in the comments if you have ever been to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and if so, what is your favorite offering? And now it is time for Diz or Dat. So Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the ride itself is pretty much the same on both coasts, but the queue lines on each coast are much different. At Disneyland, it's in the El Capitan Theater, and you can walk through props from famous Mickey shorts. And at Disney's Hollywood Studios, the queue line is in the Chinese Theater, where, of course, the Great Movie Ride used to be. So let me know in the chat or in the comments which coast you think has the better queue for Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Diz, the Disneyland version, or that, the Walt Disney World version. And now it's trivia time. All right, last week we asked how many stones did it take to build Cinderella's castle? The correct answer was 0. It may look like stone, but it's actually a bunch of steel and fiberglass. Congratulations if you knew the answer at home. So here is this week's trivia time question. What animals raised Mowgli in the Jungle Book? Hi, Donna. Be the first one in the chat or in the comments with the correct answer, and you will receive 100 cool points. So, at the end of the month will be Destination D, which will be D23's, which is D23's annual weekend at Walt Disney World. And a lot of stuff is going to be happening there, but unfortunately, there isn't going to be a parks panel, which is kind of weird because that's probably one of the big reasons why people go to Destination D. However, with the panels that will be happening, like say the villains panel, Dollars to Donuts, we're probably going to hear more details about Villains Land from that. And of course, there's going to be other great offerings at Destination D, including Copia at Typhoon Lagoon, which means the Emperor's New Groove is going to be taking over Typhoon Lagoon, which I think is awesome. I really do. But yeah, I'm kind of bummed that there isn't going to be a parks panel, which at the same time means that there's some big surprises that Disney has up their sleeves that they want to save till next year at D23. That's what I'm thinking. So Disney, do not let me down. Please. So anyway, that's our show. As I said, if you have any questions on how to do Disney for people with disabilities, let me know in the chat if you're watching this live or in the comments if you're watching this later, and I'll make sure it gets into a future episode. For this week's shoutouts, make sure you guys check out Nate, aka Paging Mr. Morrow. He does great vlogs from the parks all the time. Definitely check him out. Also, make sure you guys check out Justin Scard. He does great Random Land videos and a lot from Disneyland as well. Definitely check him out. Also, make sure you guys check out Maria over at LBV TV. She does great vlogs and live streams from the parks. Definitely check her out. Also, make sure you guys check out my buddy Mike over at Theme Park Meta. He does great vlogs from the parks as well. Definitely check him out. If you haven't subscribed here yet to the Big John Network, what in the Walt Disney World are you waiting for? And ding the bell for notifications so you never miss a second of the fun. And until next time, may the mouse be with you.